Because it's an election year, you're going to have the DNC repeating the same regurgitated, debunked talking points about FBA is COINTELPRO, FBA is CIA, FBA is divisive, and we're shutting that down now. Warning you guys early.
The price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Welcome, my brothers and my sisters. How we doing tonight? Okay, we got to talk about this. I know we've already kind of debunked all of these talking points, but because 2026 is an election year, it's very important that because we have new people coming in, we have new people learning, we have new people waking up and acknowledging who they are and what they need to be doing. You're going to have people trying to deceive them, people try to spread misinformation, people try to manipulate. So these are the DNC talking points. Why are they doing that? Because they realized with the pathetic, and it was the pathetic defeat of former Vice President Kamala Harris. They understand that FBA and the movement is not something that can be ignored any longer. It can't be ignored. They have to realize they have to take it serious. So their thing is this, okay, we can't say, well, y'all just online. It doesn't matter. They're a fringe group. Notice the word fringe. Yeah, they're a fringe group of people who's only online and y'all don't really matter and all that stuff. They want to say that, but they know they can't say that. Now they have to recognize FBA and the movement within FBA. Okay, they have to recognize delineation as a serious threat now. Okay, because they're understanding like, okay, we're gonna have to start this out early. Okay, we can't ignore them till last minute like we did last time. We got to really start it off real early. So they're going to start repeating a lot of the same talking points to get ahead of delineation. Okay, so what they're trying to do is they're trying to be like, do y'all know FBA? They're black nationalists, and black nationalism is akin to white supremacy. They're FBI agents. They're this, they're that, and they're starting to spread misinformation and false propaganda about our lineage. And we're here to represent. We're here to represent our lineage well, as we always do. All right. You're gonna see more stuff like this pop up. You're gonna see stuff like this pop up right here.
Confident that this is not our fight. I am now 100% confident that this is not our fight. We're not going on the front lines. Is manufactured by bots in the CIA. That doesn't mean that every single creator who is parroting this nonsense is a bot or the CIA, but I'm convinced that's where it's coming from. Why am I convinced? Because these people are saying the same thing over and over again. They're spamming my comment section. They're replying to multiple comments. They're flooding my comments saying the same talking points. We're not going out on the front lines. This is not our fight. Black people, we stay home. We're resting. You're saying the same thing in the same exact way, in the same exact cadence. This is not organic. These people are in the minority, and I'm okay, and I will rest easy knowing that this is not the majority. This is not the sentiment among the majority of black people in this country. So if you are alarmed like I was yesterday because these people keep popping up in the comments and making videos, I am 100% convinced this is an FBI or CIA psyop, and I will no longer be responding to it in my comment section. If you come to me with that BS, I will be blocking you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay. All right. So here we go again with we're FBI, or we're CIA, we're COINTELPRO, all of that. And he's so grateful and thankful that majority of the lineage is not on that. All right. Okay, cool. Except despite what you think, whether they use the term FBA or not, and people keep making FBA is divisive. The lineage is divisive. Well, all lineages are divisive. There's not a single lineage that's inclusive. All lineages are divisive. Now, there are people, there are people in the lineage who are inclusive, but by definition, a lineage is not supposed to be inclusive. Okay? No lineage is inclusive. I can't include myself. I can't add myself into any lineage in the world. I can't enter into anybody else's ethnic group. I can't do that. All ethnic groups are divisive with that same logic. Okay. Everybody in the world is as equally divisive as we are with that same logic. You can't enter into anybody's ethnic group. That don't mean you can't be cool with nobody. That don't mean you can't have a good relationship with nobody. That don't mean nothing. Okay. But you can't be a part of their ethnicity, because if that's the case, there is no ethnicity. If an ethnicity, if you can come and go into anybody's ethnicity, then what is your ethnicity? If it's universal, then there is none. What makes an ethnic group special, it's its uniqueness. It's difference from other ethnic groups. What makes a tribe different, what makes a tribe is its difference from other tribes. What makes a nation is its difference. Okay? The fact that it's not the same. And everybody gets that. He said, we're bots. We're bots. And I'm so glad that most of us are not on this. We're not outside. Except y'all wouldn't even be talking about it if we were outside. The fact that you made a video trying to kind of do this reverse psychology, like, yeah, that's bots, CIA bots. Okay. Clearly, most of the lineage is on the same page. We're all in lock sync. Whether you use the term FBA or not, we're lock sync. Okay? We're all in accordance with each other. You don't see us outside fighting against ICE. You don't. For whatever reason, you don't. Whether they're Democrats or Republican FBA, whatever the case is, you don't see us outside, not no large numbers. Because if you did, y'all wouldn't even be talking about it. Y'all wouldn't be upset about it. Okay. Speaking of who's upset, we're gonna get to this clip real quick. Brace yourselves. I saw this and I wanted to talk about this. Okay. Well, hold on. There goes. There we go. No, not him. Okay, I'm gonna pull this clip up. Roland Martin, of course, he's upset because he wants us outside. Roland Martin's upset because Roland wants us to be engaged. He wants us to get back on the same Democratic plantation, the same cycle of we got to stick with the quote unquote lesser of two evils. We can't abandon ship for the Democrats.
So it's like, if y'all want to play the game of trying to be vehemently anti-immigrant like the white folks, all you're doing is hurting yourself.
Absolutely.
And trust me, they're going to be real mad. I just said that. So they're going to come on all the videos, but they can all kiss my ass. Go ahead.
But certainly when you think about also the children, people like myself who are born of Black folks born outside, now all of a sudden you get to 1 in every 5 Black people being either a foreign-born Black person or child of a foreign-born Black person. That does not include my son. Shout out to him. He turned 30 yesterday. And so now you have a 3rd generation of folks, right?
No. Hold on. I want to stay right there because that's critically important. So what you're saying, and again, this is the thing that these people, this is when you're stuck on stupid and you don't pay attention. So I'm just going to use, so you take Eric Holder, who was the Attorney General. Barbados. You take Colin Powell. You take Shirley Chisholm. I can go Stokely Carmichael. I can go Harry Belafonte. I can name a whole host of folk today that when you start, Wes Moore, governor of Maryland. So, and they love yelling tethers. So the number you just gave, so what you're saying is that 20% of African Americans are children of Black immigrants. You said 1 in 5.
What I'm saying is 20%, 1 in 5 are either foreign born, so they're either Shirley Chisholm and Kwame Ture, right, born outside this country, or they're children of people born outside this country, such as myself, such as Wes Moore, some of the other names.
Okay. First off, it's interesting that he mentioned Westmore when Westmore is the problem, when Westmore is an issue. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. She didn't really bring up any receipts. She just said 1 in 5 is either essentially an immigrant, whether you're directly from a country, whether you were born in another country and came here to America, or whether you were born in America but your parents are from someplace else. Okay, you're still okay. Your lineage is your lineage. Your lineage is someplace else. 20%, which would still make us the solid majority. He's made it's 20. So you mean 20%? Yeah. So you mean the whole 80%, the solid majority, the super big chunk? Yes, that we would still be 80%. However, I think that the number is less than that. I would say, to be very fair with you, to be very honest with you, okay, going based off of the census, because let's be very clear. When it comes to immigration, in a wave of immigration that we had after the civil rights movement, because there was a couple of waves of immigration, when you look and calculate the census and connect the dots, you will see that it's not like they came in like the hundreds of thousands like that. Not really. They didn't come in the millions, not like they did with Venezuelans over here. So okay, now 20% I think is a little much. I think that's a little much to say. 20%. You could have sold me on like a 15. I could probably believe like maybe a 15, 20. Okay, but even if it was, so what? What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. And you say we're hurting ourselves by being anti-immigrant. Who's anti-immigrant? I'm not anti-immigrant. We're not anti-immigrant here. We're just pro ourselves. We're just pro lineage. But to you all, that means being anti-immigrant. To them, it means being anti-immigrant. Just like to white people, listen, we're going to get deep. The same way when we talk about being pro-black, to a white supremacist, that means anti-white. Okay? When we talk about we want a good community for black people, to the white supremacists, that means a bad community to black people. I mean, to white people. Okay? Because they see, this is getting deep, y'all. They see their success as relation to us. They compare their success and they weigh their success as relation to us. So if we are doing well, they are not doing well. This is how they think. This is how they think. Okay, so in order for them to succeed, we have to fail. In order for them to flourish, we have to suffer. That's how they see the world. Okay, we don't see ourselves like that. We don't see ourselves like that when it comes to immigrants. We're not in competition with immigrants. Immigrants are coming over here trying to get in competition with us. That's the difference, y'all. Immigrants are here talking about we can buy the hood and we can do this and we got the most educated students and all of that stuff. They come here trying to compete with us. We're not trying to compete with nobody. We're not checking for nobody. All that y'all anti-immigrant, no. Y'all think of us. We live rent-free in your mind. No, just because you listen, I need y'all to understand something. This might break a lot of their hearts. It's going to hurt a lot of their feelings. But just because y'all think about us 24/7 doesn't mean we think about you 24/7. Okay? Just because y'all toss and turn and have sleepless nights and thinking about us and having nightmares about us, we sleeping like a baby. We not thinking about y'all. Talk about anti-immigrant. We trying to get some reparations. We ain't worried about y'all until y'all become an issue. Now, when y'all become an issue, now we got to handle that. Okay? When y'all stepping away, okay, now we got to deal with y'all. Okay? But besides that, we not trying to do nothing to y'all. When you talk about anti-immigrant, we anti-immigrant. We ain't doing nothing to y'all. We are not trying to sabotage y'all in any way at all. Not one. Okay? We don't try to sabotage y'all socially. We don't try to sabotage y'all politically. We don't try to sabotage y'all economically. We don't try to get in the way of anything y'all got going on. Okay? We don't. We never have, and we're not doing that now. We just saying, hey, you know what? Let's put our heads together and we got to find out how to get these reparations, how to fix our communities and make ourselves whole again. And they looking at it like, y'all must hate me. No, nobody's thinking about you. We just turn to like, go somewhere. Oh my God. The whole anti-immigrant thing. No, that's a beef y'all want. Y'all want a beef. There's no beef. You got to have for a rivalry to go on. There has to be mutual back and forth. It has to be I'm fighting you, you're fighting me. We're not doing that. We ain't nobody fighting y'all. We're not worried about y'all. As long as and up until y'all become an issue, up until y'all become a problem and y'all start tethering and messing up what we got going on, messing up our motion, rocking the boat and all of that stuff, or trying to get in the way and save massa. Now it's an issue. Now we got to call y'all out. We got to make sure y'all ostracized and y'all get checked. Y'all got to get some checking going on, some straightening going on. But yeah. How we anti-immigrant? If anything, the Latinos are anti-immigrant. They the ones in ICE deporting y'all. Y'all need to be talking about them. Anti-immigrant. We don't. For what? Saying we're gonna shop at our own businesses is anti-immigrant. That's the same logic that white supremacists use. Being pro-black is anti-white. That's the same logic he uses because he's a tether. Being pro FBA is anti-immigrant. It's the same logic. It's the same thing. We're not doing nothing to nobody. But yet that's what they're saying. They're saying we're their boogeyman. Okay. We're after them. Okay. I want to get to this clip real quick though. Let me get to this next clip. I want to say, boy. But we got the DNC shields coming back at it. We got the DNC shields. They back at it again. Okay, hold on. Oh, damn. Here I go pressing the wrong buttons again. But speaking of pressing buttons, if y'all could hit that like button while I'm getting the buttons ready, y'all can do me a solid and hit that like button. I would appreciate that. Okay. Thank you very much. Since we all hitting buttons, we might as well hit the like button. Don't you think? Don't you think? All right, let me get this video up and loaded for y'all. Hold on.
These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside.
Okay, there we go. Now, if you can read this, now Tether posted this. It's like a 3-minute clip, right? Tether posted this. He says, Speed, if you guys don't know who Speed is a Twitch streamer. He has a really, really big Twitch following. I think he has the biggest Twitch following, to be honest with you. Because I think Kai Cenat stepped down or something like that. I don't know what he's doing. But it don't matter. He's a huge Twitch streamer. Get this off my. Hold on, my laptop just popped up something. So he went to Africa. He did a tour in Africa. A lot of people talked about it. I didn't talk about it. Let me tell you why. Because it's okay. It's okay to go to Africa. It's okay to go to Africa. I'm not going to talk about anybody going to Africa. Go to Africa. Enjoy yourself. Okay? I wouldn't talk about nobody going to Africa the same way I wouldn't talk about nobody going to China. I wouldn't talk about nobody going to China. I wouldn't talk about nobody going to Europe. I wouldn't talk about nobody going to the Caribbean. Go. Enjoy yourself. Have a fun vacation wherever you go. The world is yours. Go enjoy yourself. Go see the world. That's fine. Okay? As long as you ain't out there like, I'm finally home. No, this is home. This is home. You can go out and then you can enjoy yourself or whatever. Okay, then come. It's cool. There's nothing to really talk about. To me, I didn't feel like there was really nothing to talk about, honestly. He did do some we all African and all that stuff, but okay. I mean, it's okay. Some people want to see the world. I want to see the world. There's one day I'm going to leave America. I'm not going to say I'm not American, though. Okay. Okay. I'm going to see other places. That's fine. Go ahead. But notice this caption, though. It says Speed is in Africa building bridges. Tariq, the leader. No, it says the leader of FBA went to tear them down. Now, let me say this before we get to that. Speed, look. Speed is in Africa building bridges. No, Speed was not in Africa building a damn thing. He didn't build anything. And I don't dislike Speed. I don't know Speed. I don't dislike Speed. Speed went there because he was streaming. Okay. Technically, it was like a vacation where he just went around Africa. He didn't build bridges. Speed is not no political representative. Speed is not the ambassador of Black America. What is Speed? Speed is not there donating and putting money up for infrastructure and Speed didn't do that. Speed was out there partying and kicking it, which is cool. That's good. I ain't got nothing negative to say about that. That's cool for Speed. If Speed want to kick it, he can kick it. But the whole Speed was out there building bridges. Where? What bridges did he build? He's not no ambassador of any nation or anything. He's not no. He ain't, okay. What are you talking about? He was out there building bridges. No. He was out there dancing. Okay. And some of the places he went to, he had a very bad time. Okay. Some of the places he went to made y'all look real bad, especially Nigeria. Okay. Speed didn't spend 24 hours in Nigeria, but I'm just saying. Then he said Tariq went there to tear them down. He went there to tear them down. How do you do that? What do you do? What do you tear down? Just notice they just be and I want you to know they just talk. They just talk. They don't have a reason to complain. They just talk. Okay. They don't have a reason to complain. Everybody was cool. Nobody's having an issue, but he went there to tear them down. What did he do? Okay. But this is how tethers think. This is just how tethers think. Okay. Because Speed was there. He was kind of like Google eyeing. He was kind of bucking his eyes at times. And no, we ain't going to be over there. Oh my God. Oh my God. No. I wouldn't go anywhere else in the world and sit up there and buck my eyes. Now, I know he's streaming. I know it's all for entertainment and all that stuff. But no, all of that. Oh my God, I finally feel home. I finally feel like this is where I belong. I finally feel like that. Oh my God, the food. Ain't nobody doing that now. No. Ain't nobody there bucking their eyes. Ain't nobody there kissing the ground. No, nobody's doing that. Okay. It ain't that deep. Just want to get to this. Now let's get to Deontay.
They ain't doing shit outside.
Okay.
They on the FBA, the Foundation of Black American. These niggas ain't involved in nothing outside. They ain't doing shit outside. They on the internet looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and call tethers all day. I don't see these niggas doing no work against none of these fucking Nazis, none of these fucking Klansmen, nothing. All I see is them niggas calling out other black people all day. That's divisive as fuck. Questioning niggas. Where you from? Where was you born?
Okay, but we're going to get to that. Okay, hold on. I don't see them outside. Well, FBA is a lineage, so you don't see anybody in the lineage outside? You don't see anybody outside doing anything? Deontay has not been at anything. He's not done anything outside. He's sitting on the couch eating. And it looked like he don't skip a meal. Deontay needs to get outside. He needs to get outside. He needs to do some walking. He needs to go to the gym. Okay. It looked like he's the one who ain't been outside. It looked like he's the one who's been stuck in the house. It looked like he's the one who's been relying on DoorDash and Uber Eats to serve himself. Okay. I don't see him outside, nigga, because you don't go outside. You ain't gonna sit. We ain't gonna pull up at your DoorDash. No, you need to go outside to see somebody outside. Ain't nobody seen you outside. Nobody seen you. The only time you went to a barbecue, a DNC barbecue with Conscious Lee. That's all you did. I don't see you outside. Okay. Well, you ain't gonna see us outside in your house. They ain't doing nothing. Okay. All right, dude. Says the man on the couch. Says the man in the chair talking about how other people are not outside. All right.
Nigga, gotta show you your freedom papers? Damn, massa. I gotta show you the freedom papers? Who is these niggas on this nag? Bunch of motherfucking Stevens over there trying to check a nigga blood. Want to check a nigga papers. Sound like ICE. Another 3-letter organization. Healing and perspective, or hate speech and fear mongering. But a lot of us only know how to be in community with abusers. So when niggas start talking about healing, when niggas start talking about organization, we start talking about inclusion, we start talking about mass communal practices. You've never seen that. That's not your experience. That's not where you feel comfortable. Calling niggas names, checking niggas verification. What hood is this? What hood is that? Now, if we was gangbanging and killing each other, it would be a problem. But it's not a problem when a nigga asks.
Now, here's the thing. All that stuff he was just saying, the mass communal practices and things of the self and all of this unity and communication and working together and this kumbaya, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds to me like Pan-Africanism. And you know what? We've gone through that. We've been there. We've been there. We've been there, and we've tried to get everybody else on board, and everybody else told us no repeatedly. Everybody else was like, I'm cool. I'm good on that. Okay. When Malcolm X went to Africa and he was talking about, hey, we can all band together and we can all do that. They said, no, I mean, we cool. We like you, but we ain't gonna really step into that like that. And they were consistent, and Africa never has. They've never sent a representative to talk about anything we've had going on, to help us represent anything we've had going on. We don't got no exclusive deals with the motherland or anything like that. None of their resources do we get on a discount or nothing. Not on no brotherhood, no sisterhood or nothing. We don't get a flight over there. As a matter of a fact, since you want to talk about it, when we get over there, they up the price. Okay. We don't get no discount, no nothing. Okay, come on now. Come on now. They be upping the price. They said, you from America? Well, that Coke is actually $8, really. I said it was $4. It's actually $8. That's how they be on. Come on now. Let's not lie. Oh, this y'all not healed enough, and then notice all this trauma stuff that he's putting on everybody. Y'all not healed enough for this mass communal thing. Y'all so used to being abused. No, we've been on that, and the only ones who have. We have been on this mass community, and we've been on that with everybody and their mama, not just the continent. Okay, not just Africa. We was trying to be on that with Asians. They said no. We was trying to be on that with Hispanics, Latinos. They said no. They said no. Everybody said no. And they've been saying no again and again and again and again and again and again. So much so they got tired of us asking them. Okay. So now when we said, okay, you know what? Fine, cool. If this is how it is, this is how it is. Now we're psychologically damaged and we don't understand a healthy relationship, and we're so used to being abused that we don't even know how to get along with nobody. Really? Okay. And I guess we should look at them as an example. We should look at all of the tribalism in Africa, as an example. We can look at all of the tribalism and the division in the Caribbean as an example of not comprehending and not understanding how to operate a healthy, unified relationship. We should look at that as an example, because Africa don't be helping the Caribbean. Ooh, hold on. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh my God, I shouldn't have said that. Oh man, well, yeah, they don't though. No, they really don't though. Africa don't be helping the Caribbean. And the Caribbean don't be helping Africa. They don't help each other. They don't help each other at all. They don't help their neighbors. Okay? But we're the damaged ones with the y'all don't understand how to operate a healthy relation. Y'all so beat down and okay. Miss me with that. If we beat down, we at least less beat down than everybody else is. Okay? We understand how to operate a healthy relationship at least more. If we damage, we less damaged than they are. Let's continue.
where you from, and it's on the internet, and it's on the basis of a culture that we created out of oppression. You don't want to let other niggas participate in your culture because they come over here and degrade him, and you know the business of colonization better than anybody. These niggas is brainwashed. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that come here from another country in search of the American dream when I know this shit is a nightmare. I'm not going back and forth with no nigga that think he finna get some favor from these white people. I see you niggas that's born in America do the same shit. Michigan head coach, that nigga ain't no tether. Stephen A. Smith ain't a motherfucking tether. How many niggas have we seen tap dance and degrade black people that are from America, born in America? When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system because they went through.
First off, his voice is very high pitched. This man got a very high pitched voice. And why are you so mad? Where is all this energy coming from? I mean, this man is just straight up ranting right now. Just straight up venting. And if you're going to vent, at least get your facts straight. That's all I'm saying. Stephen A. Smith actually is a tether. And by you mentioning Stephen A. Smith only proves our point. You just vindicated us. You just proved our point by mentioning the tap dancing and shilling that Stephen A. Smith does. Stephen A. Smith is a tether. You just proved our point. While you're sitting up there high-pitched screaming and ranting and hooping and hollering, you just proved it. You proved exactly why we make sure we delineate and we distinguish who we are and who they are. Okay? You really just proved it. You should have fact checked that at least. At least that one. That's not even a hard one to fact check. He don't even hide it. Talking about, yeah. And listen, there's people in our lineage who be tap dancing and, you know, all that stuff. There's people who do. And we going to get on them with the same energy, the same criticism, the same veracity we get on everybody else with, okay? Because we still, as the community, we still be calling out the Al Sharptons and the Jesse Jacksons and, you know what I'm saying? Even the ones that and these are the ones we know are from the lineage, okay? What's his name? Clyburn. We still be calling out him. What's the other name? In the Supreme Court, what's his name? I can't for Clarence Thomas. We still be calling them out. Now, when we call them out, y'all don't have an issue. That's interesting. Y'all don't have an issue when we call out people from our lineage. That's cool. But when we call out people from outside, that's wrong. Now we don't understand how to deal with a healthy relationship. What now? When we call out the boule, when we call out shields, when we call out turncoats, when we got names. I'm talking about Uncle Tom, all of that, Sambo, Coon, Sellout, all of these. We got names up the wazoo for our sellouts and turncoats and traders. We give them one little name, and now we are psychologically unhealed, and we don't know intercommunal. What? Okay. Really, we call out our people all the time. The problem is that they don't do that. They don't do that. They don't. Okay? Because the energy that we will give a Jesse Lee Peterson, or the energy that we will give a Jason Whitlock, or let's say Brandon Tatum, the energy that because y'all know we don't hold back at all. The energy that we give them, I don't see them giving that to Myron Gaines. I don't. They don't do that. Okay? I don't see them giving that to Candace Owens. I don't see them giving that to whom. I don't see them giving that to them. They don't do it. They don't. Okay? So since y'all won't do it, we got to do it. Don't say don't say nothing about us doing it, because they won't do it. If it's up to them and we leave them to their own devices, they won't do it. They won't get the job done. So now we got to roll up our sleeves and get the job done. So now that we getting the job done, don't say nothing about how we getting the job done. Okay? Don't say, I think that. Don't say nothing about how we getting the job done, because y'all won't do it. Y'all won't. Talking about Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith's not even FBA.
colonization over there, just like we went through it over here.
Now,
Why the fuck is they leaving Africa?
I think what he says next is interesting.
People that are from America, born in America. When niggas do it from abroad, I don't say it's an issue with them. I know that they're brainwashed by the system because they went through colonization over there, just like we went through it over here.
I know that they're brainwashed through the system. Let me stop. You see how, yeah, DL Hughley, all of that stuff's what's that other unfunny one? Steve Harvey, all of that. We be calling him out. Come on now. We don't hold back on nobody. Okay. We put DL on blast. Okay? And Steven, come on. Y'all hear how high his voice go? They're brainwashed through the system. All right, dude. Let's drink some water, man. That's how mad he is.
Here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Watched by the system because they went through colonization over there just like we went through it over here. Why the fuck is they leaving Africa? Because Europeans are destabilizing their countries, inserting capitalist dictators, fascist dictators in more democratic socialist societies, toppling governments, and then sending the niggas fleeing. Where do they go? To America. And what do? They come through with their religious minds, with their colonized minds, and destable Black American revolutionaries because they don't know no better. And it's a bunch of niggas in America that don't know no better. They only are used to being in community with abusers. We have been oppressed in this country for 400 years. Some of us don't know how it feels not to be oppressed.
All right. Hold on. First off, all that they don't know no better, I'm not giving them that slack. I'm not. I don't give my people that slack, and I don't give them that slack. They don't know no better. Yes, they do. They know what they're doing. All this infantilizing. Well, you got to understand that they're coming from a colonized society. So that means that the damage that they do is less severe because they come from a colonized land? No, it doesn't. It don't. All right? That don't mean we got to accept that. That it doesn't. We don't accept it here from us, and we're not going to accept it from nobody foreign. We're not going to do that. All it is, you got to know, we don't have to understand anything. And they do know what they're doing. They do know what they're doing. Because this is the same behavior why they can't unify with each other. And we can't allow that anymore. And let's say this. The whole they come from a colonized and brainwashed thing. What if they do? Now it's time for us to make a stand about behavior. So we got to, I want you to understand something. He's saying, because they come from a colonized, they come from a colonized society, means we should ignore them. That's what he's saying. We should ignore them as an issue. We should completely ignore what they do, because he said earlier, I'm not going to fight with nobody who's coming over here from Africa trying to get the American dream. Okay? So we should ignore them as a problem because they come from a colonized society. That's what we should do. Really? Okay. So if that's the case, why not ignore all sellouts? Why not ignore, because you brought up Stephen A. Smith. Why should we mention our people? Why is it okay when we call out our own people, even though we've been through the same conditioning, the same brainwashing, the same colonization, but we shouldn't give a pass to our people, but we should give a pass to their people. Okay? Our people went through centuries of slavery. Their people went through colonization. I'm not trying to belittle what they've gone through, but you can't say that our people have not gone through worse. I'm objectively speaking. You cannot say that slavery was not far worse than colonization was. You literally cannot fix your lips to say that, but we can't give each other a pass, but we got to give them a pass. How? No. Just no. Don't even answer how. Just no. See, this is the issue. Why? Let me hold on. Let me just get this off screen for a second. This is the issue why Pan-Africanists and the whole movement of Pan-Africanism did not flourish, because you all have this thing where y'all infantilize Africa. And everything an African person does is, oh, well, they don't know any better. They're just a baby. They don't know anything. And they're so cute. And you can't get mad at them like that. Huh? What? Yeah, I'm talking about we gotta share everything. We gotta be nice. We gotta come over here and turn the other cheek and take the high road when we get disrespected. Okay, he called you a coddle, but sticks and stones can hurt your bones, but words can't hurt you now. So it's gotta be that. It's got to be that. But yet when we talk about Africa, well, yeah, he did do that. But you know, Mbuku, he's just okay. You can't get mad at him. What? No. And this is the ideology Pan-Africanists have, okay? Boy, they will beat us down. They will talk about, hip hop is degenerate and we got to do better this and we got to do better this and we got to do better this and this and this. They will give a laundry list of things that we got to improve on, that we got to do better with. Okay. I'm talking about we get criticized left and right. They don't say nothing positive about us. Yet when it comes to them, well, you got to understand, you know what I'm saying? He only, you got to understand he was colonized before, so therefore he gets a pass with everything he does. Okay. This is why. Y'all infantilizing them. No, I'm not. And here's the thing. I think that we should all be consistent with our standards. I've tried to be as consistent as possible with my standard of how I feel like everybody should be treating each other and everybody should be acting. I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm not asking for any type of pedestal. I'm not asking for that. Okay. I'm saying the standard that I set myself to, I'm going to demand that same standard. If I'm treating you a certain way, I'm going to demand that same treatment from you. Okay. If I'm treating you with a level 10 respect, I need a level 10 respect in return. If I'm giving you food, I need food from you. If I'm giving you clothes, I need clothes from you. If I'm giving you warmth and family and the community from you, I need the same thing from you. If I'm giving it to you, I need it from you. And the thing is that we give it to you and we don't get nothing back. That's the problem. That's what we've gone through. And we're done with that at this point. This is over with. That's the issue. Is that these people have set things up and said we can give, and don't expect anything in return. And if we complain about that, we're wrong. And that's over with. That's done. Okay, all of this given to everybody else and not expecting anything in return is abuse. That's abuse. We are exiting an abusive relationship and being gaslighted and shamed for it. That's what it is. We've been exploited and we're done with that. It's over with. Y'all have not held them not one iota to the standard that you all hold us to. None. We get held to this super high standard of what you're talking about, this intercommunal relationship, this one-way Pan-Africanism where we can give and we can help and we can save you guys and protest on your behalf, and we don't ever expect anything in return. And we got to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. No. When does this abusive relationship stop? Because y'all not going to say anything about them. Y'all not going to say, hey, man, y'all really got to do better when it comes to the Black Americans. I can respect that a little bit, but y'all don't do that. You're never telling them that they need to treat us better. You're never telling them that they need to do more to help us. You're never telling them this. It's always, we just need to give you more and more and more until we don't have anything. No, absolutely not. This whole thing where you're infantilizing them and they're favorited and they get all this preferential treatment, and we're the people who are supposed to be really the slaves and we're supposed to just work in y'all's service is over with. That's done. This is why the whole Pan-African movement fell apart, because that's what y'all were on. And that's not what we're on. That's not. You're not going to shame us and gaslight us back into this exploitative, abusive relationship anymore. Okay? No. Let's get back to the video.
Some of you ain't comfortable if you're not oppressed. You've never created an idea of what freedom looks like for you. Black Americans, and I advocate for this, nigga, me and Big Cat are the blackest of Black Americans. We are true to the Black American experience. We are proud.
True to the Black American experience. What part of that comes with a white mother? I'm asking out of curiosity. Because he has one. I don't. So I don't know what part of the... I'm not saying that he doesn't have a Black American experience, but he says they're the blackest of the Black Americans, and I just want to know what part of the Black American experience comes with a Caucasian mother. I just want to know that. Okay? I'm not trying to say your experience is something, anything, but you can't say you the blackest of the Black. Some of us got 2 Black parents, so pipe down, little boy.
We also understand that our story doesn't start here nor end here. The Panthers were Pan-Africanists. Marcus Garvey was a Pan-Africanist. All the leaders and things that came before you that gave you the blueprint to feel revolutionary were also thinking about global movements, mass communal practices instead of micro movements.
Mm-hmm. And how did that work? How did that work? And no, the Black Panthers supported Africans and Caribbeans, okay, but the Black Panthers, which is what we've been discussing, they were about America. They were about the Constitution of America. I showed you guys in one of my last live streams the 10-point program. The 10-point program had nothing to do with Africa, okay? They of course they didn't want the abuse and subjugation of African people. Of course, they didn't want the imperialization and the colonization of African people, but they were about America. They were about fixing America for Black people. That's what they were about. Okay. So you're talking about the Panthers were about all this intercommunal things. Even when they wanted to extend an olive branch, they didn't want to leave the source, leave the homeland. That's what they were not about that. No, they weren't about that. And you're talking about Marcus Garvey. Dude, don't even bring up that can of worms. That just shows you how out of touch you are. Let me, hold on. Let me pull up this other thing real fast. Hold on. Where the... I don't want y'all to... There we go. I'm going to bring... I don't like sharing stuff on Instagram because Instagram's format is kind of weird, but I also want to pull this video up. Oh boy, this is a terrible format to bring the video up, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work, yo. We're gonna make it work. Let me pull this up. Where is it? It's right here. Okay. See, Instagram, it's like you got to do that, and then you got to
Black Power movement. Such a following. Because in his verbiage, he's in his rhetoric, he's here to divide, and his psychology is that of a pimp. All of his books prior to his Black liberation, Black nationalist, Black Power movement, all his books was about being a player and a pickup artist. Basically, he was trying to teach you how to be a pimp. Mm. Well, we know the pimp, the pastor pipeline. A lot of niggas jump out the pimp and go straight into the pastor. That's the best thing smoking. But as things change, as cultures change and evolve, well, he just decided to do it in the Pan-African Black space and then drop the Pan-Africanism. Hidden Colors was all about what was going on in Africa. Mm-hmm. All this acknowledgement of Africa. A film directed by him, produced by him. Extremely Pan-African film. What is the person who has this gift of gab, the pickup artist, the pimp, who has seen a righteous path, but didn't see no money in that? Well, what do you got to do? You got to get back to pimping, but you're going to pimp minds. So what is the advocacy for? What is the abuse that he carries out? Separation versus inclusion. He wants the black American to separate from global blackness. He wants you isolated here on your own. What do cult leaders do? They separate you. They promise you all these great things. They speak sweet nothings to you. He's going to tell you about every accomplishment that the black American has made, created, or been involved in. He's going to continue to remind you and pump this false sense of superiority into you. Instead of being inclusionary, understanding that Africans have had a hand in some of the biggest inventions in this world. The fucking fathers of civilization, the mothers of civilization, the creators of arithmetic. But the thing is that that's not good for business. He tried it with Hidden Colors. It didn't hit the same. People were starting to get away from it because it's a hype, it's a feel-good moment, but there's nothing to capitalize on it. So then you get micro movements versus mass communal practices. What does the divider do? What does the abuser do? What does the cult leader do? What does the pickup artist turn African, Pan-African, turn hyper American patriot do? Separate, micro move, internet rhetoric surrounded by hate speech and fear-mongering. Black nationalism has parallels to white nationalism in the rhetoric of separatism and overlaps of the tribes of Judah that exist in white supremacist groups as well. Some of the most radical white supremacists also talk about the tribes of Judah. So they think their superiority is divine as well, nigga. So if you got the same talking points as Nazis, that nigga's a fad. You got niggas like Tariq Nasheed gaining such a following because he's abusive.
Let me get him off the screen. And that's one thing about Instagram. I can't pause it. I gotta let the whole thing play out. Okay. So Tariq's responded to that. So I'm not gonna go too much in. Okay. The whole, he's a cult leader or whatever. You're saying that we're all stupid and dumb and gullible, and that anything Tariq sells, this is what because it should not just offend Tariq, it should offend every single last one of us, because what he's saying is what everybody knows. The reason why everybody's focusing on our lineage is because we are all connected to it. But what Deontay is saying is that we're all so gullible, so naive, so dumb that any way Tariq moves, we're going to follow him like a lost puppy, is what he's saying. Okay, if Tariq is a Pan-Africanist, then we're a Pan-Africanist. If Tariq is a pimp, we're all pimps. If Tariq is a patriot, we're all patriots. Whatever Tariq does, we're just gonna do. I mean, whatever Tariq is the leader, right? That's what he's saying about us. He's saying we have no agency. We have no thoughts of our own. That all of this research and us getting our genealogy and all of that stuff is not our own. We're not adults. We need Tariq's adult supervision to do anything. Okay? And we only think of ourselves based off of the permission of what Tariq wants at the moment. Okay? That's what he's saying about us. And this is how they feel. A lot of when you get the DNC shills mad, they start insulting and getting degrading and talking down on us. That's how he feels. Tariq was a pimp, right? He said, did you know Deontay was a drug dealer? If we're bringing up people's past, Deontay has admitted this. He used to sell drugs to black people. Did you know? I'd never done that. He's saying that Tariq made pickup artist books. And you sold drugs, so what are we doing there? We're comparing apples to apples there? If that's the case? Is that the case? He's your leader, and you guys are going to do whatever you guys want him to do, okay? Dude, you're insulting all of our intelligence, because the thing is that you want Tariq to be the leader. They want Tariq to be the leader because they want somebody to blame for the awakening that the whole culture is having. Everybody in the culture is having that. We're all in sync. I want you to understand something. Notice this. Notice that you haven't really seen a lot of viral black men versus black women things. You haven't really seen that in the last few years. They used to come up like at least a couple times a year, where it's this gender war between black men and black women and all of that stuff. You haven't really seen that. Not really. And you haven't seen that because our lineage is in sync. Okay? We're moving as one single body. We're moving one beat, one sound. We're moving in sync and in unison and in alignment with each other, the men and the women. Okay. That's why they can't wedge their way into trying to separate black men and women. They can't do it. Okay. Because we're like this. We're too close. We're moving in unison. It's 1 foot, 2 foot, 1 foot, 2 foot. It's the same thing. Okay, when you see somebody walking, which foot is doing most of the walking? If somebody asks you that, if you're walking, which foot is doing most of the walking? It's a dumb question. Both feet are walking. Unless somebody's on a crutch or something like that and they really can't move their leg. But the average person walks equally with both feet. You're not walking more with 1 foot. Unless you're skipping, you're not walking more with 1 foot than another foot. Both feet are walking. Okay? And that's what it is with black men and black women. Notice that they can't really have this gender division separation. And every time they start, we say, where are your people from? I see it sometimes when people be all like, this is why black women are dating white men. Okay, and now see the flag? It don't count. Your opinion don't count. Your opinion don't count. Stop. The second we find out where your lineage is from, now that don't count. Notice whether it's that's why black women need to date out now. Dismissed. Myron Gaines, all that fresh and fit nonsense, all of the manosphere thing that they had going on, that red pill garbage that they had going on, dismissed. You ain't heard nothing about it. You ain't heard. When is the last time y'all saw a viral clip from Fresh and Fit? We used to see viral clips from Fresh and Fit all of the time. Remember? When's the last time you seen one? When's the last? They still do it. If y'all don't know, they still do that. If y'all didn't know, you ain't seen, because nobody cares. Nobody cares about their opinion. Nobody cares about the women they bring on, which are most of the time tethers anyway. Nobody cares about what they got to say. Nobody cares about what Myron or whatever his friend's name is. Nobody cares about what he got to say. Nobody cares about what they got to say. They can't mess up what we got going on. Okay? We are too in sync. We are too aligned. So you mean to tell me this alignment is just because we want to impress Tariq? Really? This is not a cultural thing. This is not a cultural renaissance and an awakening and a movement. All of this, the fact that we're able to get so much progress done, the fact that we're able to be more effective than him, the fact that despite the fact that he's blown up and has a super large following, the fact that allegedly, the fact that he has all of that stuff, we're still more effective than him. But we're being manipulated. We're so naive and dumb, we're being manipulated. Okay, let me ask you a question. If we were this dumb and we're not outside and we don't matter, right? Why bring us up? Why mention us? Why even bring us up? Think about that. We don't matter. We're only online. We're not in real life. We're bots. Okay, we're so dumb that Tariq can just he's our puppet master, and if he says jump, we say how high. Why even bring us up? Why do you think about us? Why does it matter if we're so small and so insignificant? Why do you're mad? He's angry. All that cursing and profanity and all that. He's mad and angry. What's there to be mad about? For some insignificant people who's only online, some insignificant, low self-esteem people who's so used to just being abused. Why do you care? Unless we're stopping what y'all got going on. That's the problem. unless we're interrupting what y'all got going on. Why do you care? Why does it matter? Why? And it matters because they understand that we are effective. They understand that when we make tweets and we make videos and stuff like that, we go viral, and they're scared of that. How often did we go viral last election? It was only a couple years ago. We went viral damn near every day. It was every day. We were sitting up there, 1 million views, Twitter blowing up. They put our names in articles and all of that stuff, and they're scared about this now. They're scared. They're scared. We ain't going nowhere. Speaking of being scared and speaking of blowing up on Twitter, let me show y'all something. I'm going to get to y'all super chats in a minute. I appreciate y'all. Let me show y'all, okay? So, I was talking about last, Monday. I was talking about Monday. What was I talking about Monday? I was talking about Obama and what Obama be on. And we was talking about him and him having all of this sympathy and all of that stuff for Alex Preddy, right? So all I did was bring up this. I said, hold on. I said, black people were being gunned down left and right under your watch, and you signed a blue alert law. But it's cruel, lawless, and unjust, or injustice rather. It's injustice when it happens to a white man. Oh yeah, he didn't use these words. He didn't use cruel when it happened to Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland or Eric Gardner, okay, or Mike Brown. It wasn't injustice when it happened to Trayvon Martin, okay. He didn't use those words then, but he uses those words now when he signed the blue alert law. And here you got Shields. Hold on, let me show you. Hold on. Let me bring it up. This is live, y'all. This is live. Let me show you. Hold on. Pulling this down. Oh, okay. Okay. Look, and here's the Shields, because this tweet is blowing up already. This tweet is blowing up. Trump is in office effing stuff up, but these dudes are here, got their marching orders to attack a black man. Well, according to Obama, don't feel black. Obama's not, according to Obama, he ain't black. He said he was the president for all America. We're attacking a black man. Hey, how is attacking a black man? I bought up the law he signed. I'm attacking him. Bringing up receipts of what he did is attacking him. All I did was pull up an article of what he signed. I'm not lying on the man. Obama did it. I'm just reminding everybody what he did, and they're framing that as attacking him. Bringing up history is attacking him. Okay, all right. It's been 10 years since that man was in office, and they still on this self-hating crap. Self-hating. I don't hate myself. I love myself. Obama don't represent us. They're on this self-hating crap. We don't hate ourselves. We love ourselves. I love myself. If y'all love yourself, put a heart in the chat room. I want to see how many people in here love ourselves. I love myself. And a quote unquote attacking Obama ain't hating ourselves. 30 years will pass, and these niggas will still be stuck. Okay. LOL. Because you can't refute the point. He didn't acknowledge the point that I made. He can't refute that. And the DNC Shields are out here worried. Here come this dude. Okay. FBA MAGA continues to bring up the blue alert law. And this is going to be their talking point, right? This is going to be their talking point. Anytime we criticize the Democrats, they're going to just say, MAGA, that's just MAGA. Okay. I thought you guys were the ones who were against dictators, right? So that means that you guys should be able to hold them accountable, correct? So that means that if we bring up an issue, we should acknowledge this issue and we should deal with the issue. But yet every time we bring up an issue with the Democrats, y'all be the first ones to be like, no, don't even say that. La 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 la. Y'all bring that up. Well, how are y'all saying that Trump is the dictator, but y'all not? How are y'all not a dictator? If we can't criticize anybody on the Democrats, how are they not dictators? We can't criticize that. That's not authoritarianism. They can do whatever they want to without any type of criticism. We can't hold them accountable. They can do whatever they want. Just MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. Notice they keep bringing up the blue alert law. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I will. I'll bring up the blue alert law. I'm not afraid of it. Yeah. Because y'all keep trying to make it seem like Obama was about black people, and he wasn't. And I will keep reminding people of that. I will. As long as Obama keep doing what he's doing, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Yes, I will. I will. I will. Because y'all talking about defunding ICE and y'all talking about abolishing ICE and all of that stuff. And the same people who have the power to do something about the police refuse to do that. And I'm going to bring it up every time, actually. Yeah, I'm going to bring it up all the time. They keep bringing it up. Yep. Because it makes you look bad. Because y'all can't say that this is unjust and the government's gone crazy. Oh my God, what are we going to do? This has never happened before. This is unprecedented. The fact that he used the word unprecedented and you saw this happen. But that's he's a DNC shill. That's his master. You can't really criticize him. You know what I'm saying? He needs that bonus. He's trying to do stuff for the rest of the year. But the DNC shields, they was all mad and they was all upset. Why do you keep bringing that up? Why? Okay. I want to look at some of the comments, though. Because he was having some back and forth with people. Okay. He was having back and forth with people. So we're going to look at that. We're going to review it live. We'll do it live. Okay. It says, it's a lie, you're a clown. It says, do you even know what the law did? Let's start there. Well, you're not telling us what the law did. Okay. Now look this person up. Got a receipt for all the blue act, no. Okay. It did what the anti-black hate crime bill was supposed to do for black Americans, but for white people. I'm sure that make you very happy. Blue Lives Matter. Okay. All of these things, the Blue Lives Law says state and federal measures, designating police officers, firefighters, and EMS personnel as protected class under hate crime status, allowing for enhanced penalties for crimes committed against them. Okay. You see that? Originating in Louisiana in 2016, these laws aim to increase safety and protection for first responders while cities urge they criminalize protest and shield police from accountability. Okay. Notice he didn't have a response to that. Okay. Now, when you look up the blue alert law, because we don't lie here, that's not what we do. Let's look it up. Let's see what the blue alert law was all about. Okay. Doing this right now live. Hold on. Because I don't want to be like that screenshot. Blue alert law. Okay. Okay. Here we go. This is live. I'm not making this up. This is what it is. We're going to give a summary. Okay. Because we're not making anything up. What the blue alert law is. Okay. The National Blue Alert Law, Blue Alert Act is a U.S. federal law named for officers Rafael Romas, and I don't even know how to pronounce that name, so I'm going to skip it, establishing a voluntary nationwide system to provide early warnings when law enforcement officers are killed, seriously injured, or missing in a line of duty. Okay. It facilitates rapid information shared to apprehend dangerous suspects. Okay, so that's a protection order. So, let's get past the fine print. Let's get to the real definition. That's a protection order for the police. That's pretty much a crime bill for the police, a protection bill, okay, for the police. Kind of the same way they deal with Asians, okay? He did that for the police, okay? It says it's supposed to speed the apprehension of violent criminals, okay, who have harmed law enforcement officers and to warn the public of immediate threats. So that means it's supposed to speed the apprehension. That means you're going to get in more trouble. Okay, I'm not trying to click no other link. You're going to get in more trouble for harming the police. This is what Obama did. Am I lying? Did I make it up? Now the DNC shields are going to be like, no, that's not what it's about. I Googled it live in front of y'all. That's live. I'm not taking little snippets and stuff like that of what I want to make it seem like that's what it is. That's the first thing that came up. It's a protection order for the police. He signed a law to give police further protection, even though they were out here acting like it was open season, blowing black people away, just gunning black kids down. Kids. They were gunning black kids down, and Obama signed protection for the police. Just in case you think about hurting the police, we're going to speed the apprehension of you and anybody who harms the police, putting them under protective class. All right? But you want to talk about how Alex Preddy is an abomination. Oh, that's uncivilized. Oh, that's cruel. Oh, that's this. Oh, we got to do something with ICE. Oh, we can't tolerate this. Really? Yeah, I brought it up, and I'm going to keep bringing it up. And the fact that we know all of these receipts, they hate that. They hate that because because when people who have conscious minds, when they see that, they be all like, hold on. Why y'all want us to do something for ICE that y'all refuse to do for the police? Y'all want us to help you with ICE, and y'all refuse to do that with the police. What are we doing here? See, when I bring up the receipts of what the Democrats did when they were in power, it just reminds black people and reiterates to them, hey, we need to stay home. Hold on, these are the same people who let the police just do whatever they wanted to do and then gave them a reward. That's a reward, y'all. That's a reward. Obama rewarded the police. That's a reward. The same way Biden did. After talking about police accountability, his whole campaign, then turned around and gave them money. That's a reward. He said, thank you. And y'all want us to turn around and talk about abolishing ICE? No. No. Because they hurting non-black people. They hurting all of these people that y'all wanted to replace us. Y'all want us to fight off them to aid in our replacement. Y'all said it was our replacement. Biden said that they were our replacement. Biden said that. And y'all want us to put our neck on the line to help them? No. Y'all, no. You're not going to make me no Renee Good. You're not going to make me no Alex Preddy. No. And every single time you say it, I'm going to bring up another receipt to shut you down. And this is why that's MAGA, that's MAGA, that's MAGA. Me bringing up a law he signed is MAGA? This is how pathetic that is. They can't refute what we're talking about. They can't notice that they don't debunk our points. Oh, speaking of debates, hold on. Speaking of debates and refuting points, y'all remember the unamazing doofus, Lucas? Y'all know that debate that me and him had that I completely squashed him in? Y'all know that's on his members only, right? You got to pay to listen to that. You can listen to mine for free. I showed you the whole thing for free. I showed you that for free. He hid his. It's private. It's on the members only thing. That's not public. Only his groupies get to listen to that because he lost that bad. Notice these people, they don't want to come up. We be having open panels and stuff like that, call-ins and all that. There's not been a single open live, because we do open live mics, we do call-in stuff. We don't have, there's not a single time I've ever privated that. Okay? and restricted access to the public. If I made it, y'all can listen to it, unless I had to take it down because of YouTube or something like that, and then I try to put it up as soon as possible. That's the only time. But I don't sit up there and have this where I lose a debate so bad I gotta hide the live stream. That's how scared they are of us. And they should be. They absolutely should be. Let me get to these super chats. Okay. Okay, Brother Fly Lineage, she says, sick of these parasite field fool. Yeah, I'm sick of that. Yeah. This dude, honestly, he needs to go outside. He says, DNC dude, high-pitched voice, and saxy like plies. Yeah, honestly. Honestly. They're being brainwashed. Okay, all right, dude. You need to drink some water. Okay. I was about to say delineationist. Dakota Jenkins says FBAs are not obligated to be crash dummies for other group. ICE isn't our concern. We are not immigrants, and the 14th Amendment was for us, not illegals. It's not. It wasn't for that, which is why they've tried to make it seem like, oh, the 14th Amendment, that means y'all gonna lose y'all rights. And we said, no, we good. Informed Rev, I appreciate your super chat. Thank you very much. Notice when they said the whole thing about the 14th Amendment. Do y'all know? Do y'all know what's going to happen if we lose the 14th Amendment? Do y'all know? We said, let them try. Let them try. Let them try to take us up out of here. Let them try. Okay? Y'all thought Renee Good was an issue. Y'all thought Alex Preddy was an issue? They needed 6 guys to take down Alex Preddy. They needed 6 guys to take down Alex Preddy and a gun. Yeah, y'all don't want to, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want it. They know who to try and they know who not to. There's no way we can know. No. Y'all will turn the whole world up. We showed y'all with the last George Floyd uprising. We have the power to galvanize the globe. We can get everyone in the world behind our cause if we wanted to. We've shown we have the power to do that. Y'all don't want to touch us. We the chosen ones. Y'all don't want to mess with us. We can have everybody in the world turn against y'all. Don't try us, okay? We should be feeling invincible right now. We should be feeling like royalty right now. Don't look our way. If ICE looks at us, you be, sir, excuse me. We gonna be like how the white folks, you know how white folks be yelling at the police and stuff like that. Why did you pull me over? You know how white people be yelling at. We're gonna be yelling at ICE. Move out the way. They can be like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, ICE don't want it with us. Okay. They be trying to do what they got to do and leave. They is not our problem. They are not our problem. They are not our problem. Okay? They ain't even looking our way. Okay? Tell it like it is. My brother, he says, well, by this logic, the Democrat Party is a cult. True. That's true. That has a leader and has a long since pimped black voters. Since we break away from yeah, that's true. Since we break away from on that cult, we have been demonized by shills like this dude. Yeah, behold the new Roland Martin. Honestly, he's trying to be. The way he was talking with so much anger, it sounds like he's in trouble. It sounds like the money's gone dry. It sounds like ain't nobody talking about him. He's honestly been so debunked and discredited. Nobody's talked about this dude since last summer. Nobody's brought this. People forgot about this guy. And yet this dude is coming out. Yeah, and FBA and Tariq and y'all are so used to abuse and all that. Okay. You're not going to debate nobody. They believe it so much, but they can't stand on it in a debate. They believe it so much. Have you ever seen Deontay have an open mic? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen Deontay ask anybody for a debate? Have you ever seen that? No. And you won't. The same way Roland won't do that. Roland used to have people call in. Roland don't do that no more. He know better than that. Roland know better than that. I don't screen calls. I've had people call in and disagree and then feel embarrassed later on. I'll be talking to people who disagree with me all the time on For the Culture. I don't be ducking no fade from nobody, but they do. I don't ever see you outside. Okay. And then Sister Elias, she says, great work, Elite. Hashtag FBA. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. You can't know because you know what we're saying is correct. Do you know why Lucas had to private that video? Because I made him agree. Lucas had to agree because it was so common sense. I'm all like, do you know you're agreeing that illegal immigration harms the community? He said, yes. Why would we vote for that? He said, well, I mean, we can get them to work for us. Really? We can get them to work for us? Is that what you just said? We can get them to work for us. You see how dumb that was? See how dumb that sounds? This is why they can't show up to any debate. They're going to be out there raging and wilding and getting mad and getting angry and all that. They're going to be bringing up everything, and we're just going to shut them down. We're going to chop them down every time. Deontay, Consciously, Roland Martin, all of them. Oh, we're this angry cult. Hate speech. Notice he said hate speech. What? What is the hate speech? What is the hate speech? What do we say about? What do we say? Well, tether. Well, okay. If they want to say tether is a hate speech, then coon is a hate speech. But they don't ever say calling nobody a coon is a hate speech. They don't ever say calling nobody a Sambo is a hate speech. They don't ever say calling nobody an Uncle Tom is a hate speech. They don't ever say calling nobody a sellout is hate speech. But calling somebody tether, oh no, that's xenophobic hate speech. What? Really? Really? Okay, so we can do it to us, but just not to them. It's cool when we do it. It's a problem when it's getting done to them. Then it becomes hate speech. Really? See the inconsistency there? That's why they'll say, y'all speak hate speech, but they don't specify what we say. Let's say tether is hate speech. Okay, tether is hate speech. Okay. Tether is hate speech. Now, are you going to go tell them that Akata, is that hate speech? Is Akata hate speech? Is Jareer hate speech? Are these names and slurs that they have for us, is that hate speech? Okay, well, if our stuff is hate speech, then their stuff is hate speech. So here's how we're going to do this. Okay, let's be fair. Let's be mature. We're going to be mature. We're going to solve problems. Yeah, all of that Yankee and all of that stuff. And here's how we're going to solve. I've got the solution. I got it. Here's what we're going to do. You tell them to stop, and then we stop. When they stop calling us Akatas and Jareers and Yankees and all of the other denigrating things that they say about us, when they stop, we gonna stop. Simple as that. They started it first anyway, so when they stop hitting, see, it's like a fight. You can break the fight up, but both people got to stop fighting. That's like you trying to it's a fight. You trying to break the fight up and only get one person to stop swinging and the other person gets to swing. No. If he's swinging, I'm swinging. And until he stops, I'm not going to stop. That's how it is. So when they stop calling us Akatas, when they stop calling us Jareers, when they stop calling us Abids and Yankees and all of this stuff, and then all of the other stuff they call us when it comes to slave babies, bullet bags, when they stop talking about our lineage, saying that we don't know where we're from, when they stop calling us lazy, when they stop denigrating us, when they stop cosplaying, when they stop doing all of the stuff they doing, we going to stop. How about that? I think that's fair. Because all of this, and I like the term he used, abuse, It's going to stop. You're preaching all of this about how we don't know a relationship that's not abusive. We're so used to abuse. Exactly. I agree. I agree with Deontay about that. We can clap it up for him. I agree. We are used to an abusive relationship. And right now we're stepping out of that abusive relationship. I like the fact that he used the word abuse because that's exactly what we're leaving. We're leaving that abusive relationship. It's interesting and kind of ironic that he's going to use the word abuse, but wants us to stay in an abusive relationship. That's all I'm saying. We ain't going to be in no abusive relationship from this day forward. He wants us to stay in an abusive relationship. I don't think so. I don't think so. A relationship where we get exploited and we got to say thank you for it. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, thank you. Shout out to the cash apps from my brother Mike. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. And Darius. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all. And the super chat. Thank you very much. Thank y'all, family. A lot this year because it's an election year. You're going to hear a lot. Anytime we criticize a Democrat, which we're going to be doing a lot, I'm telling y'all, it's pedal to the metal, y'all. Y'all know how we turned up the last election. We turned up the last election. And we about to do the same thing this time. We about to do the same thing this time. If y'all thought 2024 was a problem, y'all ain't seeing 2026 yet. It's only January. And y'all out there crying and hooping and hollering. And we only in the first month of the year. Oh, it's about to be a bad year for y'all. Y'all about to go through a whole lot. Y'all about to be pulling. Well, Roland doesn't have hair, but Deontay's about to be pulling whatever hair he got from his head. Oh, it's about to be over with. It's about to be over with. We shut you down in 2025. You don't want to step in 2026. I'm telling you, we're going to be on a different time. Okay. That's like fighting Mike Tyson on a championship. You already can't beat the guy. Now you got to fight him for a belt. You got to fight this man for a championship. You got to fight Muhammad Ali for a championship. Oh, it's a different beast. Okay. Muhammad Ali, he used to dance in the ring and kind of taunt and everything. That was before the belt was on the line. Now the belt is on the line. He ain't dancing with you no more. Okay, it's mean mugs and punches. It's left, rights, it's hooks, it's uppercuts. It's it. Okay, now the battle's on the line. Now you're gonna deal with a different beast. Now, family, I appreciate y'all's support. I appreciate y'all being here with us. Y'all could do me a solid and hit that like button and that subscribe button and that notification bell and leave a comment. I would greatly appreciate that. My beloved brothers and sisters, thank you very much. Just to let Deontay know that we on his bumper, and don't get us riled up, don't get us started, because we see a championship in our future. We got the belt on the line. Don't get us riled up. Don't get us riled. You better move out the way. Let this be a warning to you. Let this be a warning to you, because Conscious Lee already got his warning. He already been know better. Conscious Lee, he knows better. When's the last time you heard from him? See, because he knows better. He knows better, and you should learn too. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's the championship match. Don't do that. Okay? Because we used to go for the points. Now we're going for the KO. So don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. I'm trying to tell you. Now, with that being said, family, I appreciate you. But this concludes tonight's live stream. So thank you all for watching. Thank you very much. As always, Black first to every single last one of you brothers and sisters. Much respect and love to y'all. I'll see y'all later. Y'all stay blessed.